Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday morning, June 27th. Quite a wild night weather-wise across much of the Mid-Atlantic region, especially north of the Mason-Dixon line, really from Pennsylvania across New Jersey down to, let's say, the northern half of the Delmarva Peninsula, maybe northern Maryland as well. It was a wild night with multiple strong to severe thunderstorms. Flash flooding occurred in many areas north of the Mason-Dixon line where it's been rather wet over the last several days, and there were up to about 80,000 people without power across Pennsylvania late last night at the peak of this event. That's been dramatically reduced by this morning, but still thousands of people without power across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We're not quite out of the woods yet. There's a threat for more shower and thunderstorm activity today. Any storm can reach strong to severe levels, and certainly there can be additional heavy downpours, which again, areas that have been hit hard over the past several days, it won't take much rainfall, additional rainfall, to cause some flash flooding conditions. So be on the lookout for that, especially across Pennsylvania into New Jersey, northeastern part of Maryland, for example, and all the way up to southern New York. This is the latest forecast map for today and tonight by NOAA's Storm Prediction Center for the probability of severe weather. Yesterday, you may recall, we had an enhanced threat in much of the I-95 corridor region of the Mid-Atlantic region. It's reduced somewhat today down to marginal risk, but it certainly is non-zero. And there is the threat for some strong to severe thunderstorm activity. It won't be as widespread, and the threat for severe weather is not as high as it was yesterday. Nonetheless, there certainly can be some heavy downpours and even some isolated cases of damaging wind gusts. An even greater chance for strong to severe thunderstorm activity today will occur out across the central plains, especially over Texas, Oklahoma, and into Nebraska later on today into tonight. Well, here's a look at the latest radar loop from the College of DuPage weather website. A lot of activity off the coast now. That came through in the overnight hours. Again, there were multiple storms. Places like southeastern Pennsylvania, Philadelphia and suburbs, Delaware County, Chester County had storm after storm after storm from, let's say, 6 or 7 p.m. all the way into 1 or 2 a.m. and a lot of heavy rainfall. And again, some downed tree limbs and lots of power outages in the overnight hours. Already starting to see some shower and thunderstorm activity developing early this morning here across northeastern Maryland, the southern part of Pennsylvania, and farther to the west. Some showers are forming already from western Pennsylvania down across West Virginia. This area should expand in coverage over the next several hours. Well, let's take a quick look at the upper air pattern from last night's 0Z run of the NAM model. This is the high-resolution model. Just wanted to point out where things begin today on Tuesday. We kind of have an open upper level, upper level low sitting over the eastern Great Lakes as we begin the day here on Tuesday. And still kind of a negative tilt to the upper level trough axis. It kind of extends from northwest to southeast from the center of the low off to the south and east, and that again enhances upward motion on the eastern flank here. In this particular case, as was the case yesterday and last night, that upward motion, enhanced upward motion, will take place in the Mid-Atlantic region. So again, this will lead to unstable conditions, the likelihood for more showers and thunderstorms. Any thunderstorm can reach strong to severe levels today in the Mid-Atlantic region. There certainly can be some heavy downpours as well. Well, let's now go to the surface forecast maps from the high-resolution NAM model, the 0Z run. This is really the radar echoes, what you would expect to see on the radar. Right now, you're seeing this on the radar loop we just looked at a moment ago. Off the coast here, that's the activity that passed through the Mid-Atlantic region in the overnight hours. And here we have the beginnings here as we begin the day on Tuesday with the next potential round of showers and thunderstorms. And here we move through on an hourly basis. Start to see by midday, early afternoon, a pretty decent broken line forming across central Pennsylvania, down across central Maryland into the D.C. metro region. We'll go out a couple more hours here, and we have decent amount of activity showing up again later today. This is the forecast map for about 7 p.m. tonight, and any one of these cells can produce some heavy rainfall. Again, watch out for flash flooding. Those areas, especially northern Maryland, north across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, southern New York, the grounds are now quite saturated. I know across southeastern Pennsylvania, for example, there have been downpours Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and certainly yesterday and last night. And any additional heavy rainfall can cause some flash flooding. We'll go out a little bit farther in time, and in the overnight hours, things should diminish with the loss of the daytime heating, and there could be a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday, but certainly we're not out of the woods yet. There can be some strong to severe thunderstorm activity later today into tonight, and certainly that includes a possibility of some heavy downpours as well in the Mid-Atlantic region. Before we wrap up, just a quick look at the tropical scene here. We've talked about Brett and Cindy. Brett completely fell apart. Cindy weakened significantly from a tropical storm to just a kind of a tropical wave. It is still out there, and there's a slight chance that it could re-intensify into, let's say, tropical storm status. Maybe about a 30% chance for that, but it's headed northward right now, up towards the Canadian Maritime provinces. Should not have any impact on the U.S. East Coast, but just wanted to point out that Cindy has kind of had a little bit of a resurgence, and it could re-intensify back into tropical storm status. But again, it's out over the open waters of the western Atlantic Ocean. So watch out later today for more flash flooding possibilities and some isolated to scattered strong to severe thunderstorms. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, this has been meteorologist Paul Dorian.